everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Wednesday, May 9th, 2018. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Andy Structable.
Please remember, everybody, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet, picking yourself up a shirt from the merchandise link below. Also, we go live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time on Facebook and YouTube. And if you have anything that you'd like us to talk about, send it to our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/iRedditcast, or by sending us an email to feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. So, Mr. Destructible, how are you?
It's Structable.
Oh, Mr.
My name
Structable.
is Andy Structable.
Right. Mr. Structable, how are you today, sir?
I'm all right. It was one of the busiest Wednesdays I've ever had of my life.
Yes? Why? Just at work or because of other things?
No, just at work, which is weird because I used to work in comic books, and if you know anything about comic books come out on Wednesdays.
Cool.
No, it was super fucking busy for like no reason today. That and something cool happened.
What's that?
One of the lawyers came in, who is also the consulate for Deutschland, or whatever place it's called, and he put in a thing to sue Aetna and all of the insurance things that the state people have.
For what?
I'm not 100% sure. It was an 18-page long complaint, so I didn't read all of it.
Sure.
But it will affect everyone who works for the state.
Interesting.
So, including myself and everything. So that's kind of cool.
Guess we'll
and
see
it's only for retired people. So, like, it'll affect me in, like 60 years or so.
Too damn many.
Yeah.
Too damn many. Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. No, I thought so, too.
I had a pretty productive day at work today. It was pretty good. I got about 2.5 reports written, and then halfway through writing that third report, I noticed something and questioned something, and I went and talked to my supervisor and had about an hour-long meeting over it. And he ended up seeing what I was seeing, and we decided that we made a decision on a particular thing, which nullified 1.5 of those reports. So I managed to invalidate like half of my day.
That's real shitty.
I guess. I mean, it's still neat when you interpret law in such a way that it results in something being changed from the norm.
I mean, that's law for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we have courts and shit.
You're a court.
To interpret it. Whoa. No, but I'm very good at courting.
Are you?
I'm all right. I got, women fawning over me.
Do
Not
you?
really, but,
I was like, I'm pretty sure you're single, aren't you?
That doesn't mean I'm not good at courting. That just means I'm bad at commitments.
All right. However you want to swing it, buddy. However you want to swing it.
I get enough dates.
Do you?
Okay, maybe I don't get enough dates, but I'm not really actively trying.
Sure, fair enough. I'll give you that one.
5.
AT&T paid $200,000 to Trump's attorney Michael Cohen, and the payments stop right after Trump's FCC pick Ajit Pai repealed net neutrality.
This was submitted by Evan FFTF to our technology,
As well as
×4. AT&T, or I'm sorry, submitted by Pips Don't Squeak to our politics ×3.
And we'll get on the follow-up one in just a minute. So
Yep.
what it is Trump's private attorney, Michael Cohen, has set up several shell companies, including one that is the focus of everything right now, and that is the shell company that he used to pay the $130,000 to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. And it has also been found that AT&T, they have full
Didn't
well...
Stormy Daniels just tell people that she got this fucking money from?
Yes.
Like, which company?
Well, she got it from a shell company, and then that shell company is purely Michael Cohen's.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying, though. We all know that she got it from Michael Cohen, but
Right.
couldn't she have come out earlier and said which company she got it from? Make things a bit easier?
Maybe, I don't know. In any case, though, so the $200,000 payments were confirmed by AT&T. Well, the four $50,000 payments for a total of $200,000 was confirmed by AT&T, and they said it was for what was the term that they used? It was for where is it? It was for insight on the Trump administration, is what it was. It was for insight on the Trump administration. Insight.
Sounds like AT&T got caught with the thumb up their ass.
Well, the final payment was made just a couple of days after net neutrality was fully repealed by Ajit Pai. Now, it's possible that that is just brilliant circumstance, but most people don't believe so.
When it comes to companies like that, it's not circumstance.
It doesn't feel like it, no.
No.
As well as a connected story to this, Novartis paid nearly $400,000 to that same shell company.
This is submitted by Keiser Sozi 128 to Our World News.
Did you intentionally fuck that up?
Keiser? Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because I know it's pronounced Kaiser, but okay. I don't know if that's actually how it's spelled.
It's Keiser Soze.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Novartis, if you haven't heard of them, they are a very large pharmaceutical company that operates out of Sweden, and, well, they have also paid 4 payments of $99,980, so a whopping $80 shy of being that $400,000. And, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
A Novartis spokesperson has said that any contracts were done prior to the current officer taking over, so he didn't have any involvement whatsoever with that arrangement, and they have not provided any further details.
Such a fucking cop-out. Hey, that wasn't me. That was this other guy that I just took over for.
Yeah, that was the last boss. I don't know anything about it.
That's such a goddamn cop-out.
It does look quite bad, though.
Especially if it's continuing in your administration, you should probably know about it.
Whatever.
But, I mean,
just pack some more pills.
Bosses don't really know what's going on in their fucking companies anymore.
No, they just look at numbers and spreadsheets and get told by other people how to make those numbers bigger.
Either that or they'll hire people to look at their numbers and spreadsheets to tell them a summary.
And then tell me what I need to tell other people so that those numbers will get bigger.
At one point, do you stop being the boss and become a figurehead?
I mean, sort of, yeah. I in some ways feel like that's what a lot of CEOs end up being.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, especially because depending on the company, especially if it's a publicly traded company, like you are really just at the behest of, if you have like a board of directors, then the board, or if you have like an investor panel, then you're at complete the whim of your investors.
Unless you have a majority.
Right.
I've watched Iron Fist. I know how this works.
I have not watched Iron Fist.
That's all right. What most people will tell you, you're not missing much. I personally enjoyed Iron Fist, even with its shortcomings, but I have an affinity for Daniel Rand, so
sure.
It's whatever.
4.
American Air Force Colonel searches for his Japanese birth mother. He found her, and the restaurant she named after him.
This is submitted by La Pluie to Our Uplifting News.
So this man named Bruce Hollywood. Yes, his name is Bruce Hollywood.
That's a pretty good name. So I'm going to name my firstborn daughter Holly.
He was born in Japan, from which he was quickly adopted because his parents did not believe they could take care of him very well or give him the life he deserved. So they allowed a military family that was currently stationed in Japan from America to adopt him. And he's lived a long, happy life. And back in 2000, he'd always known that he was adopted. He always thought about finding his birth mother. And his parents had been very open, very honest with him, and even offered to pay for him to fly to Japan to find her. And he'd always declined. It wasn't until in 2005 when he suffered a heart attack that he decided that he needed to do it sooner rather than later. So he put in all this effort to try and find out where she was, couldn't find her, met another person in the military who had stronger connections and ties than he did, and they were able to find her. He went over to Japan, met her, found out that she had created a store named Bruce, which is named directly after him. She knew his name because his adopted parents had been sending her information about him.
Oh.
He got to have a wonderful time with her. It was a great time, and then she died 3 years later.
Oh.
But she did get to enjoy some time with her son before he passed away. Before she passed away. He is still alive.
Yeah, but like in that 3-year period, they probably just sat there getting to know each other.
Enjoying happiness.
Really unfortunate.
Enjoying happiness. So.
Damn.
3.
United States Senate to vote to reinstate open internet rules.
Damn! This was submitted by Administrative Winter to Our Politics.
Damn, boy! Okay, anyway.
Pew, 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 pew.
So we talked about it before, how Congress was trying to really push, well, members of Congress were really pushing for a CRA, the Congressional Review Act, so that they could attempt to overturn the decision made by the Federal Communications Commission to repeal the net neutrality rules, which guaranteed open internet, Title II, whatever you want to, however you've heard about it, that is what was being looked at. They had the backing of 47 Democrats and 2 independents, which gave them 49 votes. So they believe that they can get one more vote if they just push it to a vote, especially with how important this topic is to so many people in America, which will directly affect who they vote.
Literally the entire world.
Yeah, and it will also directly affect who they vote for. So with 49 backers, 49 people that are like, yes, we will vote yes for this, they are now pushing it to a vote, and they will find out what happens. Right now, John McCain is currently absent due to illness, so they only need one vote. Because before, one vote would mean that it's 50-50, which doesn't work. But with him gone, they only need one vote, and it becomes 50-49, which would push it through.
Oh. Again, majority kind of sucks because you have to, be slightly over 50%, which means half of your people could be upset about it. But at the same time, it's kind of important.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but that is going forward and moving forward. They're expected to vote later this week. We will see what happens.
Yeah, here's hoping.
Net neutrality might not be dead.
I'm bringing neutrality back.
Are you?
No, I'm not, but
2.
other people might.
North Korea frees U.S. detainees.
This was submitted by Legend Friend to Our World News.
3 men, Kim Hak-sung, Kim Dong-chul, and Tony Kim, were all released from North Korea heavy labor encampments earlier today? Yes. There is no condition on these releases. This is just a notion of good faith from North Korea. It is them hoping that it is a goodwill gesture. They're hoping to be able to use this notion to improve ties with North America so that hopefully they can reach some level of agreement with the United States of America.
That's a kind gesture.
It is. And is really big of them. Like,
do we have North Korean captives?
I have no idea. Not a single clue. But it is still cool. I mean, as bad as all of the negative things they've done in the past, they are doing so much now to try to better themselves and bring themselves further towards peace and actually being a member of the world that it's kind of creepy almost.
I mean, it almost happened like overnight, just kind of swapped,
Yeah. So
pretty
hopefully that keeps going and we achieve a point where North Korea is good. As weird as that sounds.
Or at least lawful evil.
Sure, like the rest of the world.
Yeah, especially America.
1.
Trump decides to exit nuclear accord with Iran.
This was submitted by Mr. Hand 1111 to Our World News.
And
the password is hi to our news.
Hi, Nathan. Or hi, Andy.
No, it is just hi.
Hi, Andy Destructible.
Andy Destructible, yeah.
Anyway, so you've probably heard it already, but the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, has announced that the United States will be withdrawing from the Iran deal. And what that means is that back, I think it was in 2015, I want to say, I unfortunately cannot remember the exact year, a deal was struck with Iran as well as several allied powers in the European Union that Iran would limit the amount of uranium that it produced, of enriched uranium that it produced, so it wouldn't be able to develop bombs or nuclear payloads. And in exchange for that, sanctions, heavy economic sanctions that have been placed on Iran would be lifted. Trump is saying, never mind. He is wanting to reinstate those sanctions, and which would also mean that Iran is free to enrich as much uranium as it likes.
All right, so I feel like that's a bad thing.
In some ways, yes. This is Trump being very center-focused on the United States. There was a large amount of loss when it came to economic stimulation and generation because of those sanctions, especially because of how much of our oil is associated with countries like Iran. So repealing those sanctions makes it easier for trade with Iran, which can mean that more money can flow both directions as well as oil can flow both directions. But it does mean that Iran will be allowed to enrich uranium and build warheads.
I feel like anyone who's able to build warheads probably shouldn't.
Including
us.
Yeah, including us.
Yeah.
As a follow-up to this, he had received a ton of negative press, and the president, Donald Trump, threatens to take away media's credentials over negative news stories about him.
Sounds like a dystopian novel.
Yeah.
This is submitted by the Independent online to Our Politics.
Donald Trump does not like people talking negatively about him, and all these
That's
negative...
because he's a giant fucking narcissist.
It's true, and all of these negative news stories make him very unhappy.
Yeah, of course, because they're talking about how he's a shitty individual.
And
because, he's kind of a shitty individual.
And so at this point, he has said in a single tweet, the fake news is working overtime. Just reported that despite the tremendous success we are having with the economy and all things else, 91% of the news networks about me is negative. Fake. Why do we work so hard in working with the media when it is corrupt? Take away credentials? Which, damn, like, you... Just stop, guy.
Yeah, I'm surprised people still backed him after saying that he was just going to strip people's guns and then ask them later.
Like, I don't even know. Like, you are destroying... There is so many things wrong with that suggestion.
Yeah, no, because that is not a good idea by any stretch. That is how you breed tyranny.
Yeah.
That is literally saying, oh yeah, I'm going to take away your freedom of press.
Yeah, don't do that.
Which is, I don't know, constitutional right?
Yeah, it is. Freedom of speech, freedom of press.
Yeah, so that's twice now he suggested breaking the Constitution.
It's interesting.
I'm so fucking surprised. So surprised he doesn't get more backlash about that.
I don't know, Nathan. I really
because
don't.
As a president, you're supposed to do protect the Constitution?
Yeah, you're supposed to protect the Constitution, not continuously suggest to dismantle it.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck is going on with people who support him right now. Because, sure, he may have gotten a couple things right, but the things that he's gotten wrong are so fucking bad.
Well, one thing that we can say about Trump is that he is actually keeping true to a huge number of the promises that he has made on the campaign trail, which is something that people love to pick apart presidents for. Well, I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do this. I promise this. We'll do this. And then they get into the office, and then they can't do this, or this, or this, or this, or this. The one thing that Trump still hasn't achieved that he really talked about a lot on the campaign trail was his wall. He's still fighting for it, but it is something he has not achieved yet. But a lot of the other things he talked about, pulling out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, heavier sanctions against North Korea, pulling out of the Iran deal, these are all things that he said he was going to do on the campaign trail, and he's doing them.
I mean, he's trying.
Most of them he's doing.
Only because of stupid-ass majority.
Yeah. In any case...
Just because he's doing them doesn't mean they're good ideas.
I will give you that one, sir. I will give you that one.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Nathan, what did you care about in the last 24 hours? Yeah?
I cared about one thing and one thing only.
And what
it happened
that?
about 5 minutes before the show.
Okay.
I'm sitting there scrolling through Facebook, and I noticed a webcomic for God of War.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, I'm going to read the webcomic. And in one panel, it might have spoiled the super secret ending for me.
Oh, yeah?
Which pisses me off beyond measure, because I've sunk a couple hours into that game already.
Well, you won't know until you get to the super secret ending, will you?
That's not true. I could just ask my friend and he'll tell me.
Oh, well, don't do that. Just get to the super secret ending yourself.
That being said, I don't understand why. So, like, let me explain. So Thanos demanded silence, and almost nobody spoiled that movie.
You're right.
Why can't more companies be like, yo, our main character demands silence, or something like that? Like, I wanted Kratos to demand silence so that I don't get that game fucking spoiled for me. So much has been spoiled just by YouTube titles alone.
Sure.
And that bothers the shit out of me.
Got to get that clickbait, bro.
Like, I can't fucking go on YouTube or any gaming website until I'm done with it.
Yep.
And that bothers me because I don't have time to put into that game, but I want that game to be a surprise, you know?
Play less Monster Hunter? I don't know, buddy.
It's not even that. It's just I don't have time to play video games for very long.
Oh, no, I understand. That's why I've really been jumping into that phone game for Danmachi, because, I mean, it's literally like, I'll pop it open, play it for a couple minutes, and then move on with my life.
I think that's why I like, fucking, what are they called? Insta-clickers?
Idle clickers?
Idle clickers, yeah. Because, like, I just have to put in some commands and then, you know, do my thing, come back to it. Oh, hey, look, I'm actually progressing. This is cool. Do my thing again, you know?
Yeah.
So that's nice, but I'm so fucking pissed, dude. Because if it's true, I'm going to fucking ram my head into a fucking wall until I get amnesia so that I can play the game.
Wasn't there a story about someone else doing that recently? But it was for Infinity War spoilers?
I don't know. Maybe.
It could have been like a satirical article. I don't know.
I would believe it.
What did I care about in the last 24 hours? I know what I care about in the next 24 hours. That is Jennifer's plane lands tomorrow morning, and I'm excited because I missed the bejesus out of her. The house is weird when she's not here.
Oh, man, it's like you're living on your own.
Yeah, I know. Except it's like being... If it was just living on my own, it'd be one thing, but it's more of single parenting, which is another thing.
Yeah.
Very busy all the time.
Yeah.
Teamwork is good. I appreciate teamwork.
Tag in, tag out kind of thing, you know?
I need to lay on the couch for a bit. Can you be parent for now, please? Thank you. All right. Otherwise, though, I don't know. Not much happened recently. I did watch This Is America like 10 times yesterday. That video is incredible.
Oh, my God. So, speaking of This Is America, right? The director was Hiro Murai, and he does executive producing and other shit for Donald Glover on Atlanta. And I was watching Atlanta, and I think I found my favorite episode of Atlanta ever.
Yeah.
And it beats out the Invisible Car episode, because in it, Donald Glover does whiteface the entire episode.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think whiteface is absolutely hilarious, and more people should do it.
I don't know. I've not watched any of Atlanta. Is it good?
Dude, Atlanta is amazing.
What is it comparable to?
I don't know. I really can't.
Is it a comedy?
It is. It is a comedy. Okay. It's just it's hard to compare it to things because it's, I don't know. It's weird. But it's real. It's like almost like a Black Seinfeld.
Okay.
But things absolutely hilarious. I feel like more people should do whiteface so that they could make fun of white people, because we've done blackface and we were making fun of black people. It is very offensive. But I want to see whiteface because I think that shit's hilarious. Even if it is offensive, like, that's amazing.
We get offended when you charge us extra money, not when you make fun of us.
That's not true. There are some very thin-skinned people. We were just talking about Donald Trump.
Does he count as people, Nathan?
By technicality.
Damn. All right.
Even if you sold your soul, you still count as a person.
Sure.
Which is why I still count as a person, even though I don't have that anymore.
Damn, Nathan. All right. You ready to get out of here, friend?
Yeah.
Cool.
I need to go play some God of War.
Sick. All right. In any case, everybody, please consider supporting this show, patreon.com/dailyinternet, or picking yourself up a t-shirt from the link below. There's also long-sleeve shirts and hoodies available. You can get our logo, you can get the Sucks to Suck shirt, or you can get the
I didn't vote for you.
shirt as well, and we will have a new one coming up for you soon. I don't know. I have to design it. In any case, beyond that, please remember you can also support us by following and sharing the show on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. All of those are at iReaditcast. The show does go live on Facebook and YouTube at 6 p.m. Alaska time on Monday through Thursday. You can catch the audio-only versions as well as help the show by giving us 5-star reviews on platforms such as iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. You can find me on social media at Schwan Michael and Nathan at Bimmenstein. If you have anything at all that you'd
my friend just told me goddamn God of War updated today, and there's a photo mode.
Cool. And you can also remember anything that you'd like us to talk about, send it to our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/iReaditcast, or in an email to iReadit@mjolnir.media. And that's it, everybody. That is your 468th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Andy Structable.
And please remember, everybody.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.